figure enthusiasts out there, JC here with another TNINews video. Now before I get into the news today, I just want to update you. So we're 1 week away from San Diego Comic-Con, so I just want to give you some updates in regards to coverage, which will be kicking off next Wednesday. And then also I just want to let you guys know my normal reminder about the two contests that I have going on, both Toy News International and Marvelous News, where we're giving away $100 store credits to Big Bad Toy Store. It's two different contests. Yeah, you could enter either contest, one or the other, or both. So feasibly you could possibly win both and win up to $200 worth of store credit. I will have links to both of those contest details in the video description below, and I do highly recommend you check those out. Now again, San Diego Comic-Con, the biggest comic convention of the year, is going to be kicking off next Wednesday, so we're exactly 1 week away. Now, if you're not familiar with how Comic-Con works, the first night, Wednesday night, is called Preview Night, and so really it's only 3 hours worth of stuff. They open up about 6:30. The hall opens up around 6:30 p.m. Pacific time. So if you're on the East Coast, that's 3 hours, basically 9 o'clock, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So be sure to adjust for the time differences. But anyway, Preview Night kicks off next Wednesday evening, and that's where they open up the hall to everybody, and you can just go around to the different companies and their booths and see what they have. Some companies, like say, usually NECA has most of their stuff out. They might hold one or two things back. Mezco will have their stuff out. Tomasi Nations and Store and Collectibles companies like that usually have all their stuff out, starting with Preview Night. And then other companies like Hasbro, they will generally kind of put stuff out. They might have one or two new things out that we haven't seen before during Preview Night, and then they will put more and more stuff out as they go along. Now, companies like Hasbro, they have panels at the convention, so a lot of times, most of their reveals come after or during those specific panels they do. So this year, Hasbro is doing panels for Transformers, Star Wars, Marvel, and Power Rangers. So and all the majority of panels for this year, action figure related panels this year, are going to be taking place on Thursday and Friday. So I suspect those are going to be the two major news reveal days for new product. Saturday, it's hard to tell whether Hasbro will hold anything back for Saturday or not. Normally, like the Marvel panel is on Saturday. This is the very first year that I recall that they've been doing Marvel panels that it's going to be on Friday as opposed to Saturday. So we'll have to see how that plays out. But again, the majority of stuff I suspect will be put out on Friday. So just to give you a breakdown so you can mark it on your calendar. Now all of the coverage, all of the main coverage is going to go up on the websites as quickly and as humanly possible. So that's where if you want to get the quickest, most up-to-date coverage, that's where you want to be. And so you want to bookmark the websites, toynewseye.com, JediInsider.com for Star Wars, marvelousnews.com for Marvel related stuff, and tformers.com for Transformers related stuff. Now, I will be making updates. I am going to probably try and live stream some of the panels, depending on the internet and stuff. I may try and live stream some of them. So, and I generally will do a video during the, late hours, early morning, get up early morning or whatever, and recap from the previous day. So I will continue to try and do that as well. But again, if you want the most immediate news, then you actually want to check out those websites. We'll live blog the panels. We'll have images from the panels as quickly, humanly as possible, and coverage from the booths and stuff as new product goes up as quickly as possible on the website. So again, that's the main place you want to go if you want to get the latest information. Now, just to kind of run down for you guys how things are going to look. So again, Thursday and Friday, we're going to preview night where we're going to see the initial offerings, and for a lot of companies, we'll see most of their stuff. But then Thursday, there's going to be panels start. The first panel of the day on Thursday is going to be from DC Collectibles, and that's going to be at 10 a.m. Now, all these times are for Pacific time. So again, if you're on the East Coast, adjust accordingly. But starting at 10 a.m. on Thursday is going to be the DC Collectibles panel. So they may have all their new stuff out at their booth on Wednesday night. So I don't know if we'll, by that point, if we'll see anything new at the panel. But, you know, we might get more details on stuff. So, you know, it's always a good thing to kind of check out if you're into DC Collectibles, that is. And then there's going to be a Transformer Cyberverse panel, and that's going to be at 11 a.m. That's really more focused on the cartoon. And then there's going to be a Mattel WWE panel, which takes place at 11:15 a.m. Now, that is the only panel that Mattel is doing this year. I was a little surprised by that. Obviously, I don't see them focusing much on DC since they're losing the license at the end of the year. I do suspect they'll have at their booth probably the newest wave, the Killer Croc Collect and Connect wave that we've not seen. It's up for pre-order, but we haven't seen images for. And if there's anything else after that, then they probably would have that on display as well. But there's no panel for DC, which is not surprising. But I was maybe expecting something in regards to a general panel focusing maybe on He-Man, She-Ra, Jurassic Park, or something along those lines. But as it is, it looks like only one panel from Mattel this year, and it's going to be focusing on their WWE action figure line. So that's going to be on that's going to be Thursday, and that's taking place at 11:15 a.m. And then there's going to be the regular main Hasbro Transformer panel. That's where the majority of whatever they're revealing for Transformers this year will take place. So they'll show slides, which will take pictures and get posted up as quickly as possible during the panel. And then they'll usually put the new product out after the panel, which we'll then go down and take pictures of. Then right after that at 3 p.m. there's an Entertainment Earth panel, and this is the first time they're doing this. And the only reason why I bring this up is they might have a Marvel or Transformer reveal. I don't know 100%. They kind of tease that. If they do, I suspect it's maybe either going to be an EE exclusive or a fan channel exclusive, which basically is an online exclusive that they might reveal there. Now, whether it's something we've never seen before or it's just something that we'll have already seen at that point, I don't know, but there might be some information coming out of that panel. Now, while we're on the subject of Entertainment Earth, I just want to let you guys know that I've gotten indications that Marvel Legend 2-pack, the MCU 2-pack that we saw at Toy Fair with the new updated Iron Man and the Iron Spider-Man figure, I've got not 100% confirmed. I haven't gotten this confirmed from Hasbro themselves. Entertainment Earth hasn't said anything at this point, but it looks like that is going to end up being released as a Target store exclusive and will first be released during San Diego Comic-Con at the Entertainment Earth booth. So we've seen this in the past where like they sell in the past it's usually been like Toys R Us, but since Toys R Us is not around right now, it looks like, you know, they might be offering this Target exclusive at their booth during the convention. So if you're going to the convention, you might have an opportunity to pick up that set. Otherwise, it looks like good chance that you'll have to go to Target and get that one, which to me doesn't bother me. Target exclusives generally are not that hard to get. They usually put them up online, and if you don't have access to a Target store, the Targets are pretty common. So you know, certainly I would rather it be a Target exclusive than a Walmart exclusive. But and again, it's not 100% confirmed, but I do have on pretty good authority that's how that set is going to go. So hopefully we'll be getting more specific details in the very near future. Okay, and then the Marvel panel, and I talked about this last week or last news video, and that's going to be at 4:30 p.m. and that's again where we can expect to see most of the Marvel Legend reveals made. And again, we'll have images from the panel. We'll take images of the slides they showed during the panel, and we'll live blog it and maybe even stream it if possible. And then we'll take images of whatever new product they put out after the panel. Then there's also a Jakks Pacific panel if you're into like World of Nintendo stuff. That takes place at 6 p.m. Those are the main panels. And then on Saturday, there is a Diamond Select Toy panel at noon. And there's also a Collecting Harry Potter panel where McFarlane Toys will be in attendance at. That's at 10 a.m. on Saturday. So I don't know if they'll show off any new Harry Potter figures or just be showing off their Wave 1 figures that we've already seen. But if there are any new reveals in that regards, and McFarlane will be you'll be showing off product at the Diamond Previews booth. I again talked about this in the last news video. Don't expect anything in the way of DC stuff from McFarlane at San Diego. maybe in an interview or something, Todd might let out some details, but don't look for any actual product to be on display. The earliest I'm told by the folks at McFarlane that we would see that is at New York Comic Con. Okay, so now let's get into the actual news for today, and I do have actually quite a bit of things I want to talk with you guys about. So first thing I wanted to share with you, so I already let you know about the Marvel Legends 2-pack, so that's really all I have on the Marvel Legend front, though I will update you guys and let you know if you haven't seen already. A lot of those 2-packs have already started to see a limited release out in California, so that's why you're seeing a lot of folks starting to get reviews of the first appearance Wolverine and Hulk set, the Thor Ragnarok set with Hela, the set with the Grandmaster. Those sets have all started to see a limited release. Even the Colossus Juggernaut one is now starting to see a release. I actually am hoping to have that in my possession this week, maybe tomorrow at the earliest, or the next day, which I will be doing a review of, so please do check that out. But again, those 2-packs have started to see limited release. I've really only heard places in California getting them, and so I don't know when we'll start seeing them in the rest of the country, but again, those have started to see some limited release, and you might want to start keeping an eye out for them if you're wanting to pick those up. Also, just going up for pre-order today is the Ultimate Marvel Legends Captain America with World War II motorcycle. That is being sold for $44.99 and is slated for release in August, and you can pre-order at places like Big Bad Toy Store. And while we're on Marvel, let me just go over really the one other piece of information I have, which isn't a major piece, but for those of you who maybe grew up on the old toy line called Mad Balls, so you probably maybe are familiar that Mondo, the company known as Mondo, has kind of relaunched that line. And so they are going to be offering a special Venom variant. Now they've renamed this. They're called Mondoids. But it's essentially the same concept as the original Mad Balls. And again, it was a toy line from like the 80s, if I recall. I think it was the 80s, not 90s. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was the 80s. But they're kind of deformed looking ball-shaped characters. So they're doing a whole wave. There's a regular wave that you can buy at places like Big Bad Toy Store. But they're doing a Venom variant that's going to be released at San Diego Comic-Con. So essentially it is a Comic-Con exclusive. And, again, if you're into the old Mad Balls line, that might be something you want to check out. For you Star Wars fans, we got some new updated images for that Amazon exclusive Black Series Emperor Palpatine with throne figure. So this was announced, I think it was back during Celebration, that they were going to be doing this. It is up for pre-order on the Amazon website and is listed with an October release date. And these new images, they just give us a better look at the throne, the figures, and the accessories. So the figures got 3 different head sculpts with this one. You get the cane like you did with the previous version. You get the alternate hands with the lightning effects attached to them. And then, of course, you get the throne as seen in Return of the Jedi. Okay, now just as I was filming this video, we got some breaking news, so I wanted to go on and share that with you as well. So it looks like Lucas and Disney decided to go on and reveal a new character for the upcoming Rise of Skywalker movie, and it looks like it's going to be this new character, and it's called the Sith Trooper, which pretty much translates to they repainted the First Order Stormtrooper red. Does seem like it has a little bit different helmet with some extra line work and stuff on it, but for the most part, it looks like pretty much just a repainted First Order Stormtrooper. Looks pretty cool. I mean, the figures and stuff we're seeing here look pretty cool. Hasbro's doing a Black Series version, and it's going to cost $32. Now, all of these are pretty much being billed as early release editions, which pretty much translates that these figures will see release outside of the convention. We've seen Hasbro do this with previous movies where they do a figure with fancy packaging and a few extra accessories, and then basically release the actual figure itself in the regular line. So definitely that's going to happen with this guy. And with this San Diego Comic-Con exclusive version that Hasbro's doing, you've got the fancy window box packaging, and looks like comes with 5 different weapons. So, and the packaging is kind of coated red to match the character, so that's kind of cool. And I would imagine the regular release will probably only come with 1 or 2 weapons, probably the smaller rifles, I'm guessing. And it looks like he has the same kind of clip where you can clip his weapon on the side of his leg and everything. So, pretty much, again, just like the regular First Order Stormtroopers. We're also going to be seeing Funko's getting in on the action. They're going to be doing a Funko Pop version of the character. That's going to cost $15. Again, being billed as an early release edition. Hot Toys is getting in on the action. They're doing a 12-inch figure. That one is going to cost $230 and going to come with multiple weapons, hands, the figure stand, and everything. And again, being billed as an early release edition. So, once again, if you're going to the convention, or not going to the convention, I should say, you're going to have another opportunity for it. Lego's getting in on the action. They're going to have a life-size model on display at Comic-Con of the Sith Trooper made out of Legos. And then they're also going to be offering a bust of the Sith Trooper, which is going to cost $45. So if you want to get that one, I believe is only being offered at San Diego. I'm not seeing anything indicating that it's going to be released elsewhere. If I get any kind of update on that, we'll be sure to update JediInsider.com with all the news. And then there are other companies doing various little knick-knack accessories, hats, t-shirts, cups, fig pins, you name it, this guy is getting some kind of treatment. It's the big new reveal for the movie, and probably the only new character they're going to be revealing for the movie. So I would expect that we're going to be seeing a lot of this guy at the convention. And they're even going to have basically a display where they're showing off all the various stormtroopers over the years, and there will be a life-size replica of this armor on display at the convention that people who are actually attending can check out, or you can check out images of on Jedi Insider next week. Hasbro this week revealed another one of their 6-inch Overwatch Ultimates figures. So it's for a character called Soldier 76. Now, when I talk about this line, I've said many times I really know nothing about this game. I've never played it, and I know very little about the characters. So other than it looks like he has a big 76 on his back, which I assume that's why he's called Soldier 76. I know nothing about him, but he does look pretty cool. I like the weapon, and I really like the weapon effect piece that they have attached to it with the missiles firing out of it. I think that's kind of cool. He has, it looks like maybe a pistol on the side there, but I don't know for sure if that's removable or not. And the metallic gold and everything looks pretty cool on this character. So again, I don't really know anything about it, but if you're a fan of the game and you like this character, it'll probably be something you want to check out. And then for you Jurassic Park fans, we finally got our first official images for those 6-inch figures that they first announced back basically a year ago at San Diego Comic-Con. So there really had been no word on those 6-inch Jurassic Park figure or Jurassic World figures since then. I followed up with Mattel. They didn't have anything at Toy Fair back in February, but I did follow up with them, and they told me that they were still coming, and we should be getting more details on them in the summer. So now we're in the summer. We really still don't have any details. These really seem like they're leaked images. These images come from JurassicOutpost.com, but they did not have any details, so I don't know if they got this from like a retailer site or what have you. But the line, other than the line looks like is going to be officially, the 6-inch line is going to be called the Amber Collection. And it looks like, based on the images, the figures come with display bases that look like amber. So I don't know. But anyway, the figures look good. Looks like they've been modified a bit since what we saw at Toy Fair. Now we're only seeing the Dr. Ian Malcolm figure, the Jeff Goldblum character, and then we're seeing the Velociraptor. Now this is different from the one we saw at San Diego. The one we saw at San Diego was actually of the one named Blue, the main one that we've seen in the movies. But this one is a more generic looking one. So my guess is that Blue will still be coming, that they just repainted, they've modified and repainted it so it looks more like a generic one. So the Blue one, again, both have been retooled a bit from what we saw at Comic-Con. Those were early prototypes. Those they basically had to glue together. I know this because I actually waited around while they had to glue the Malcolm figure back together and put it back out in the display base so I could take pictures of it. So those were very early prototypes. So these look like are more final. These are the more final versions of the figures. Now, again, we don't have any details. I don't know if these are going to be released individually or as 2-packs. Since we're getting a kind of a generic Raptor and we're seeing the Ian Malcolm, either these could be 2 individual figures as part of the first wave, or maybe this is a 2-pack. That kind of makes sense to me that they would do these, one dinosaur and one figure, human character as a 2-pack, probably putting it in the $50 price range, and then probably the other set that they would do is the Owen Grady figure, which is the other figure we saw at San Diego last year, along with the blue Raptor figure. But hopefully they will have a more finalized product of these on display at the convention, and we'll get the specific details as exactly how they'll be released, where they'll be released, will they be store exclusives, how much will they be, and when should they start hitting shelves. Okay, and then the final bit of news I have for you guys today comes from DC Collectibles, and this is probably the most exciting news I have for you this time. And I was expecting these. They'd been teasing these. DC Collectibles had been teasing these for a couple weeks, and they're doing a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive figure that's essentially part of this line. But now they've officially revealed that they're doing a 6-inch scale Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle versus Batman action figures. They're going to be released as 2-packs. These are going to be sold here in the United States as GameStop exclusives. They're actually up for pre-order now. Each 2-pack costs $50. So, if you're a fan, this whole thing started out as a comic book series between IDW and DC Comics, and then they just recently did an animated movie based on the first miniseries, and they've left it open for sequels, so I wouldn't be surprised if there's another animated movie in the works coming. But these figures are based more on the movie, not the comic books. I don't think they could probably do like regular versions without the animated flair to them due to licensing issues, mainly with the Turtles. I mean, obviously DC Collectibles can do comic book based DC figures, but I suspect if they tried to do non-animated style figures for Turtles, that would get them in to hot water with as far as licensing goes. Now they're going to be doing 5 different 2-packs, and the sets are as follows. So we're going to be getting the first set is going to include Batman and Leo, and that's going to be out in September. We're also getting Robin and Raphael, and that will also be released in September. Then in October, we're going to get Batgirl and Donatello, followed by Alfred and Michelangelo, which will be out in November. And then the final set is going to be Ra's al Ghul with Shredder, and that one will see release in December. So definitely cool. You can tell from these images that the figures are going to be packed with quite a few accessories. And, for $50, that's not too bad. So if you're a fan of the crossover series, especially the animated movie, I think these are ones you're going to want to check out. I don't know if they'll do like a second wave. I mean, a lot of Bat villains appeared in that first movie. And again, I would not be surprised if a second movie isn't already in the works. Maybe it will be announced next weekend at San Diego. I don't know. But as it is, right now, just these. But I could definitely, especially if these sell well, I could see them doing more in the future. Okay, so that's it for today. I'd love to hear your thoughts on everything I talked about. Be sure to share them in the comment section below. Also, please bookmark the websites if you haven't already, and be sure to tune in next week, starting next Wednesday, for complete coverage of the San Diego Comic Convention. Things will kick off Wednesday evening and run through the week. I do expect there'll be quite a few reveals. Of course, I will be trying to get updates here on YouTube as time permits. Other folks like Shartimus Prime will be on hand at the convention as well. He's going to be doing some interviews with folks, so be sure to check out his channel as well. But again, if you want all the latest coverage, images, and all that, you want to make sure that you check out the websites. Also, subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Like this video if you're so inclined, and hit the bell notification so you're alerted every time I upload a new video. And you can also follow me on my Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram accounts. I'll have links to those in the video description as well. And until next time, guys, I'll catch you later.